All right, let's look at number 10 on your test review. This instructions are to factor completely. So remember, the first step in factoring completely is factoring out the GCF, or greatest common factor, first. Some of your test questions may just ask you what is the GCF, and some may ask you to factor out only the GCF. Pay attention to your instructions. This one says to factor completely. You're going to have a bunch of those like on your test. So let's factor out the GCF first. How do we find the GCF? You need to find the greatest common factor, or what I like to do is find all of the factors and then figure out which ones are common and then find the greatest one. You can also use your calculator cheat code. So let's first look at our factors here.
Elkins, could you please bring your attendance to Ms. Garza? Please take care of your attendance. Thank you, sir.
So our factors of 30 are 5, 2, and 3. Factors of 65 is 5 and 13. I can't go any further with either of those. 315 factors are 5 and 63. 63 is 9 and 7. 9 is 3 and 3. All right, let's look at what we have common. We have a 5 here, and 5 here. So that's common. We've got a 2 here, no 2 here, no 2 here. So that's not common. We've got a 3 here, no 3 here. We've got a 3 here, but since we don't have it in that third number, that's not a common factor. Same thing with 13. We don't have that anywhere else. These 3s don't show up either. So our greatest common factor is 5. So I'm going to factor 5 out first. And there is not enough room. So remember, we are looking at what's left over after we take that 5 out, meaning after we divide that 5 out. So when I take 5 out of 30, we're left with 6k squared plus 13k minus 63. Okay, factor completely. So I got to keep going until I get to my factor. So now here's where
Could you please come to the front office? Ethan Abney, please report to the front office. Thank you.
Here's where I count. I ignore this number on the outside and I count how many terms I have. I have 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to use split B to keep factoring this. So remember, we make our, that's A times C table, and we say A times C. So 6 times negative 63 equals, this is high dollar one, negative 378, and B is 13. So remember, if A times C is negative and B is positive, my smaller number is going to be the negative one. So if I look at that first, my first factors are 1 and 378. That negative goes with that 1, the smaller one. So that that's how we would get this negative and this being positive. All right, let's keep going. 378 with negative 2, 189, when I add -2 plus 189, 378 minus 3, 126,
All remaining bus riders
123.
can exit the building to the bus porch. All remaining bus riders can exit the building to the bus porch. Thank you.
Keep going until you get to your factors. This is a big number 1, so it would have taken us quite some time. But our factors here are -14 and 27, positive 27. That's what adds up to get that positive 13. So let's split that middle term. So we got 6k squared minus 14k plus 27k minus 63. Now we have 4 terms, so we're going to factor by grouping. Oh, sorry, it is turned. So what is our common factor between 6 and 14? That is going to be, so the number is going to be 2. We also have a common variable, so 2k. So then on the inside, we're left with 3k minus 7. So what is our common factor between 27 and 63? That is 9. And here we're left with 3k minus 7. Since these are the same on the inside, that is one of our factors. What's left over on the outside is our other factor. Boy, I picked a tough one to do. This, don't forget your greatest common factor on the outside, and this is your answer. I don't think that I put such high numbers on your test. But these are the steps that you use to factor completely.